Hello, this is Sean Copeland, Chairman and CEO of Regent Bank, bringing you another edition of Regent Elevate, and we're going to continue our Leading with Love series. I want to remind you that you can get our Elevate videos at regent.bank. Click on Resources, click on Regent Elevate. They're all right there for you if you want to look at past videos. Previously in this series, we have talked about how great leaders are patient, they are kind, and they are trustworthy. Today we're going to talk about how great leaders, when you're leading with love, are selfless. Now, what does selfless mean? It means humble, it means unselfish, it means focus more on others than ourselves. And this is a wonderful characteristic of great leaders. When we're selfish, we're like a baby. We insist on our own way. We want everything our way. Everything is mine, kind of like a 2-year-old. So the question is, how do we move from a selfish heart to a servant heart? Now, in the book Good to Great, Jim Collins talks about the concept of a level 5 leader. And they say this is the greatest predictor of a great company, is that they have a leader that is not necessarily charismatic, out there, firing everybody, any of that, but they are a level 5 leader, which means that they have a blend of extreme humility but intense professional will. They're all about the team. They will do whatever it takes to make the team successful, but they want no personal accolades themselves. Very, very unique leader, and I encourage you to study the concept of level 5 leadership. So the question that I have for you today is, as a leader, are you focused on yourself or are you focused on your team? I want to give you a couple of examples of amazing selflessness that will inspire you, I think, to even become a greater leader. As many of you know, my wife was diagnosed with cancer about a year ago. We're nearing the end of her experience. We've got 2 more chemotherapy treatments, and she's all done on February the 9th, so I'm so proud of her. But I want to tell you a story. When she was first diagnosed, we didn't know how bad it was. We didn't know if it had spread. We didn't know any of that. It didn't, and she has a great prognosis, by the way. But at the time, we didn't know that. What does she do? The first night that she finds out, she's home late, and I'm a little bit worried about her, and so I call her. She has gone to the hospital to visit members of our church who were in the hospital. One lady, Charlotte, had a heart attack. Dirk, another good friend of ours that has since passed, had cancer. And Angela was so selfless, she stopped and during her period of challenge and went to see other people. Very amazing. It made her feel better. It made them feel better. And think about the legacy that that creates for our children and for the people within our church to see her example. We have some very good friends across the street from us, speaking of selfish, also along the lines of her cancer. We drove home one day and there was this big pink tree down at the end of our road, kind of by our house. And I thought it was a holiday that I'd forgotten. I was like, oh my gosh, is it Valentine's Day and I missed it or whatever? It wasn't. We have Mark and Pam Tiernan, very good friends of ours who live across the street, went out and completely lit their tree up with pink lights to encourage Angela, so that every time we drove by, we would know that they were praying for her and caring about her. Amazing. Dr. Jim Halligan changed my life through selflessness. I was a senior at Oklahoma State University. I had just determined that I was not going to be going back to the farm with my father. Dr. Halligan and I were at a dinner one evening, and he asked me what I was going to do when I graduated. I honestly made up the fact that I was going to go into banking. I didn't know what else to say, and the guy's name tag next to me said something about banking. And he helped me get an internship at MidFirst Bank and literally changed my life because he was selfless. When we are selfless, people know that we care. They know that they can trust us, and that is a very, very big key to being a great leader. Finally, I would say that we need to be selfless from a corporate perspective as well. We have employee assistance programs here, leadership training, prayer time for our employees, mentor programs. I think as leaders, we need to think about what are we doing as a corporation to invest in the lives of our employees so that not only are we personally selfless, but our companies are selfless as well. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we'll talk to you next week.